Hello everyone. Welcome back to NULL IT Student Chapter YouTube channel. In previous class we have studied how to filter the content, how to use redirection, how to use pipes. In today's class, again going ahead with that only, and I would try to end with permissions, like file permissions. I would try to do file permissions today. Let's see. Open your HTTP account, log into your HTTP account, and also remember today is the last day. Like not the last day, but yeah, after today there will the classes would go on a temporary hold till 23rd, and after 23rd the class would restart 23rd of July. Okay, so yeah, let me see. Start. Share this, sharing. Please do participate in Segwit 24. Let's go ahead with today's class. My screen must be visible. My screen must be visible. And, oh, yeah, yeah. Check. In yesterday's class, we saw more, we saw less, no, we saw head. Wait, guys, sorry. Okay, yeah. So we saw head, we saw more, we saw less, we saw tail, we saw sort, and we saw grep. Today we have to start from cut, tr, and column and awk. Let's see. Let me just recap about the yesterday's class. More, if we use more and less, it just open that particular file and or that particular bunch of data stream in a pager format where you can use arrow keys up down and another key q j slash to filter out and like to do things on it. Then we saw head. What it does, head by default prints the first 10 lines of a text, and tail by default prints last 10 lines of a text. Okay. Here we can specify the number of lines we want to uh, get by using dash n. Then we saw sort just alphabetically, ignoring the underscore, just alphabetically arranges our line by the first letter in the text. Okay. Then we saw grab. What it does, it just groups whatever we have, like whatever we have, it just groups that. We also saw that dash v option, if we use, and then we use something like this backslash and pipe. So it says to grep that if you find false or if you find no login, please don't put that and put everything else. What is it? It says don't put false and don't put no login. And why we are using backslash pipe? Pipe actually means or. So instead of using or, we are using backslash and pipe. If we were using something like backslash and, so both must be true. Like in a sentence, both must be there, then only it won't print. And because we are using backslash pipe, so here it would see that if any one of the like string is there, it won't print that. Okay. This was grep with the dash v flag. Now we are seeing cut. Okay. Cut is like something unique. Let's take this example only for explanation. Control C, Control Alt T, Control plus. Shift to C. What we know, let's focus on that first. We know what this does. Cat etc/etc/ password. What we know what it does. Then we are using pipe and we are grouping every other line except the line which contains false or which contains which con which contains we are grouping every line except the lines which contain false or which contain no login. Okay. And then this mysterious command cut dash d and dash f1. Okay. Let me first and let me execute it without this. Okay. So what cut command does, it actually cuts the strings into different parts, and how it would differentiate into the different parts, we are using dash d. Dash d means delimiter, like how we would limit a particular string. We are giving dash d, and then we are giving the particular character on which we want the string to be cut down. Okay. So here we use this colon. Here you can see root colon x comma 0 comma colon 0 colon root colon slash root colon slash user slash bin slash zsf. You can see here there are many things like they are separated by colon, so that's why we used dash d, and dash then we use dash f and 1. This means first part. If we use f, no, it is not appearing in my history. Cut dash d, and in the delimiter we are using this, and then if we specify f2, so now the second set of string, yeah, second set of strings should appear. If I do 3, so yeah, this is our main, and you can see after we could say colon, it is shown. Okay. We could use something else instead of this. We could use, for example, we could use x as a delimiter. If we use x as a delimiter and this and print f1, see wherever there was x before that, it made that as a first part. And if we do f2, So yeah, until it, so there was only one X. So that's why it just printed out the thing after that. Okay. You could see here there was first it printed this with dash F1, and after with F2 it printed this. If there was one more X between this, it would have just shown between that to that X. Okay. Is this thing clear? Cut command is clear? Please tell me in the chat. The next command is tr. tr is something uh, we could say like it replaces. Okay. So here also in the example you can see, by example only you can see 1250. See, we said tr, and then we gave what to replace and what to replace it with. You know, first we told it what we need to replace, and then we told what to replace it with. Okay, let's open the manual of both. Cut, oh, sorry, remove section from each line of files, and here if I go in dash D, so yeah, it says dash delimiter. Use delim instead of tab for field delimiter. Okay, this is delimiter. There are things we can do with this by using flags. Okay, and the second one was tr. tr means translate or delete characters. By default, it's translate. By default, if we don't like if we don't specify any flag, it just replaces the first one with the second one. If I want every place where ZSH is written, or instead of bin, I want every place where bin is written, I want to be replaced it with garbage, or what we say in India, dustbin. Yeah, best. Uh, that's instruction only printed dust. Okay. What if I do D, DDD? Okay, that's quite unique. Okay. Uh, then it only replaces. What is replaced? Huh. Here it was SYSC. Why did it replace this S? Written no? SYN. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so it just replaces that particular area, and it doesn't like exceed that area. You won't exceed that area. It would just replace it with that only. It won't go ahead. That's why we don't do bin, and for that there is another command. We just use, for example, this. Okay, it just replaces that character with that character. We generally use it with characters because it works correctly with characters. Okay, this was tr. Now the next thing is column. See how much complex we are getting. How much complex we are getting. We are taking for one command, and we are taking one command and then giving it to another, then giving it to another, then like four command stacking we have done. Now this is column dash T. What it did, it actually made columns upon the delimiter. You know, you can see wherever if I like, for example, remove this, you see there was a white space here, white space here, white space here, white space here. So it made column with that. You could see root, then there was white space, so the another, like the next string is in the next column, and on based of that it makes a column like table for that. Okay, we can open column manual. See, column needs list, and we used the dash t flag. I and use the dash here. Determine the number of columns the input contains and create a table. Columns are delimited with white space. See, columns are delimited with white space by default or with the characters supplied in dash output. Yeah, dash output. Where was it? Where was it? Yeah, based upon dash output dash separator option. Table output is useful for printing. Okay. Okay. So this was your column, and dash T is used for tables. Okay. Now two commands are left, awk and set. Awk is pretty, like, I would say, something that requires time, because awk uses something known as regex, and regex is something. Uh, okay, let me go to something. Explain. Regex is something not easy to understand in the first place. So what we did, we print $1 and then $NF. So what? Last. Okay, this was easy one. We said awk, then in the string we supply in curly braces print means print. $1 means the first you could say first particular text, and the last particular thing you could say. This will be the first and the last result of the line. Okay. So what it does, it just displays first and the last part of the line. This is awk, and the last command for this more like this particular thing is sed. Okay, sed. Now what I need to do, I for example, yeah, uh, yeah. So for example, I want wherever there is ZSH, I want it to be replaced by yeah, wherever there is bin, I want it now to be replaced by garbage. Okay, for example. So I would use pipe, and then I would use grep, then double quoted or double quotation marks. Then I would use S slash uh, bin slash garbage, and then dash G. Okay. And didn't output it. I mean, that's quite unique. Okay. Oh, sorry. We don't. Yeah. We was not using grep. We were using set. Sorry. Yeah. Set, if I use set slash bin slash garbage slash G C. Wherever there was bin, it replaced that with garbage. You could see this was the previous output, it replaced it. We could do with anything. Okay, if we didn't use slash G, you could see that it didn't like it took only that files where there was bin. It didn't do it globally. For doing it globally, like if you want to do everywhere where there is bin, then you would use dash G flag. Okay, na? Like not flag slash G. You could do it with this also. Like if I don't, if I want to delete bin, see, slash user slash ZSH. You could see. If I want, for example, wherever there is new line, how we would specify new line? Backslash n, and I want it to be replaced by double backslash n. See, it didn't happen. Um, Okay, maybe there is something wrong. We could use it with slash ZSH with user. Wherever there was ZSH, it replaced it with user. Okay, so this is the basic of set command. Is there any doubt? Please specify in the chat. WC I have told yesterday, it just WC-L prints the number of line. Okay, there is nothing to care. I want you guys, okay. Thus, just to see this practice thing, I might ask you this. Okay. Is there any doubt? Please specify in the chat. Is there any doubt? Please specify. Is there any doubt? I don't think so. Is there any? There is any. Okay. And then I will just do mark complete and next. And we have time. Now this is the regex thing I was telling you about. Regex. Okay. Yeah, okay. There are things to regex. Let's see what how regex works. You could use regex with grep and sed. See, grouping. These are the operators, and these are the descriptive. Okay. If we use round bracket around something, this is used as a group. The round brackets are used to group parts of a regex within the brackets. You can define further pattern, which yeah. So we start when we need to define a pattern. We started with defining it. It's inside the round brackets. Now square brackets. Square brackets define what is the range of the characters we need. Like we need everything from A to Z. Okay, the curly brackets determines the numbers of how much we want. And defines the quantifier in which we can specify a number or a range that indicates how often we want that pattern to be repeated. Okay. Also, this pipe is known as OR, and this is known as AND. Third star is known as. Let us see this one, and let us try to break it down into pieces, and let's see what happens. Okay. So yeah, we supplied with capital E, we supplied regex. Okay. Now we started our regex inside this curly bracket. This round brackets. This is an easy one. We just said we want either my or flag. If there is any line which contains my or false or both, like either my, either false, or either both. If we find that thing, just highlight and just highlight that and print that. Okay, this was a basic one. This is a basic regex. Now let us move to this one. This one just contains. I have uploaded one video on how to prepare for CTFs. For those who are new, they can see that. So yeah, if I do this, see. Now here we said we want the line which contains my as well as false. Both should be there. So see, there is my and there is false. Okay, this is AND operator, and yeah, nothing much here. You could try this regex. This is a pure separate topic. You could just see regex. Regex is a like it is a particularly different topic. It's just that we can use regex with simple command. Let's see. String dot match, like this is I think so Python, and here we are saying something. Yeah, this is regex. Okay, and markup written next. Now the last topic of today's class, it is permission management. Okay, permission management is the last topic, and yeah, I have said you multiple times, but no one did anything. Told you guys to study about SUID and GUID and SGID. I told you guys, man. That's Let's start. Okay. Under Linux, permissions are assigned to users and groups. Okay. Each user can be a member of different groups, and membership in these groups gives the user specific additional permissions. Okay. Specific or additional permissions. Each file and directories belong to a specific user and a specific group. Okay, every file in Linux belongs to a specific user in a specific group. So the permission for the user and groups that define the file are also defined for the respective owners. Okay, when we create a new file or directories, they belong to the group we belong to and us. Okay, so when we create a new file, it belongs to the group we are in and to us because we are the owner. So it belongs to us and our group. Okay, if we try to do something in which we get permission denied error, that means we don't have the permission to go into that file or to view that file. Okay, it is important to note that execute permissions are necessary to traverse a directory, no matter the user levels of access. Also, execute permission on a directory do not allow user to execute or modify any file or contents within the directory, only to traverse and access the content. Okay, let me tell you what it is. Okay? For example, let me take RM dash R. Now, if we do mkdir path, okay, it would create a you could say directory named as path. But if we do ls dash ls uh, path, and we can like you can view that directory. But if I change it permission, or if I did this chmod and I did this u x yes. Okay. Now if I try to do okay, so cd see, when I try to cd, it said me that I can't go into that folder because I have removed the execute you could say execute permission on that folder for everyone. Okay, so that is why no, I am unable to go into that directory. Okay, is this thing clear? Because it didn't have the execute privileges for the current it didn't have the execute like we could say execute permission for the current user. That's why we are unable to go into this directory. Okay, now I would tell you how to change these things. To execute files within the directory, a user needs an execute permission. Okay, if there is something if there is an executable file, for that the user needs to have executable permissions. Okay, now there are three types of permission. First one being R, W, and X. R stands for read, W stands for write, and X stands for execute. Okay. The permissions can be a set of owner, group, and others. See, this I already told you in the previous class, but let's see here again. See, The first character determines the file type. It could be, if it is bash, that means it is file. If it is D, it means directory. L means link, and much more. Okay. Then first three characters, like the next three characters, it determines the permission for the owner. Okay. Here we can see that the owner can read, write, and execute. The second three characters determine it for the group. You could see that the group can read and write. Okay. And the third is for everyone else who are not in that group or the owner, except the group and the owner. Everyone else, this is for them. So for them, it is just the read. Okay. Now this is the number of links. Then the user who owns this, the group that owns this, the file size, the date, and the file. Okay. This is what our ls-l specifies us and what is given gives us. Okay. Now, if I need to, for example, let me okay. Now I want the execution permission back on the PARC directory. So how would I do that? I would use chmod. Okay, chmod means change mode, and then there is option. I can do u plus or minus, no, but I want to give some permission, so I will do plus. You got u, a, g, and o. Okay, these are the four things. U, a, like no, we should do like this. U for user, G for group, O for others, and A for all. Okay, so if I do A plus X, okay, let me just do it for the user now. U plus X and PARC, and if I do ls dash l PARC C, ls dash l, yeah. Uh, put this actually use ls dash l and then direct it with C. This is a directory. The owner has read write execute permission, but no one else has the execute permission. Now, if I do u plus x, instead of this, I do g plus x, and if I do that again, C. Now the user also has the execute permission, and the group also has the execute permissions. And now if I g plus x, and now if I do o plus x, you could see that others also have the execute permission on this. Now if I want to remove from all of them, again I would do a minus, and you could see a minus x, and if I do ls now, see, no one has the execute permissions. Okay, this is a minus a plus. We can see that this here also. Yeah. Okay. This is calculated by binary number also. I would tell you how that works. But okay. See, we can modify we can modify permissions using the chmod command. Permission group reference U owner. U means the owner, G for the group, O for others, and A for all users. And either plus or minus to add or remove the designated permissions. In the following example, let us assume that we have a file named as shell. Okay, this is an example. And they then give all the persons, all the users and all the groups uh, read permission. So how they give? They told A plus R. Okay. Is this thing clear? Oh, wait a minute. I'm back. Okay. Yeah. So this thing is clear. A plus or what it does. Now we could also do this with the binary representation, octal representation. So for this, let me copy this and explain to you. See, uh, for let's start with this. For example, if some file has rwx, r dash x, and r dash dash. Okay, this means it has read write execute for the user, read and execute for the group, and read for others. Okay, now if we try to change it into the binary representation. Okay, binary representation is this. So for write we wrote 1. For w, like wherever there is one permission, we wrote 1. So 1 1 1, then here 1 0 1, and here 1 0 0. See, so when we convert this binary to you could say octal format, so we get 754. Okay, 754. Okay, so 7 yeah, 754. So if I do, instead of, for example, if I want this particular, like I want read write execute for the user, I want read execute for the group, and r read for the others. If I want this particular set of like permissions, I would do wait without setting. Wait without setting. Okay. Yeah. So I would use chmod chmod 754, and then I would do not 5. So if I do LSC, it had that only which we specify RWX, R dash X, and R dash dash. Okay. So we give this thing in the octal format. If I do like there's one thing which is said that don't give any file this privileges, like this privileges don't give. Chmod 777 don't do this. Why we have said that? Because if we see this, see, everyone has the permissions to read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write. So don't give any file 777 permission. Okay, then that files become a public file. Anyone can edit, anyone can execute, anyone can write, anyone can delete. Okay, and no one can delete, but yeah, they can read and write. Okay, so this was permission on how to read, write, and execute. Now if we want to change the user or the group that owns it, we could use it using the chown command. See, now it is being owned by Kali Kali, but if I use chown and then I use root and root on PARC, and I need to use sudo for that. And if I lsc, now the owner is root, and now if I do this thing chmod 70, yeah, 7 771 on PARC. So what it did, 7 means read write execute, 7 means read write execute, and 1 means execute only. So if I now do, see, if I try to go into this directory, I can go, but I can't make a file. For example, if I try to touch some txt, it would give me error because I don't have the permission. I don't have the read and write permission. That's why it gave me this error. Okay. Now, if I change my permission, dash, and if I use the for example, code, yeah, if I use 5, 6, now I can create a file. I think so. No, I didn't do that. I do 3. If I do this, I can make a file. uh, but uh, but I can't like write to this, or I can't like if I try to do this thing, echo I, and if I do this thing to something like txt, it would do. Huh, did I give in the correct? I gave it the right permission. Instead, I want okay, but yeah, I can't read the file. Yeah, I can write into it, but I can't read. If I use cat and then I use the PARC and something of txt. How can you pronounce it? No, that's unique. That should not have happened. Okay, let's see. Yeah, chown user in group file slash directory. Okay. Now there is one thing you could see. How can I tell? Yeah. While explaining one of the class, I told you guys about sudo. Some of you guys might know. This means go the next. Okay. 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 If I do ls dash l on slash bin slash sudo, yeah. See, what is the permission here? RWS. What is this S? We already saw RWX, RWX, and yeah, what is this new thing known as S? So for this S, here it is saying besides assigning direct user and group permission, we can also configure special permission for files by setting set user SUID and set group ID SUID and SGID bits. Okay, these bits we can use. These SUID SGID bits allow, for example, the user to run program with the right of another user. See what sudo command does. We use sudo command as our like the user we are, like a normal user, and we use sudo command to execute the commands of the root. Na? So it did this thing only, run program with the rights of another user. Administrators often use this to give their users special right for certain applications. The letter S is used instead of X when executing such programs. The SUID, SGID of the file owner is used. It is often the case the administrators are not familiar with the application but still assign SUID, SGID bits, which lead to high security. Yeah, this is a very big thing because if we assign some normal executable file with the permission of SGID, and SUID means that set S bit, so that would be quite dangerous because if any normal like if I had the permission to write into that file in which there is the S bit, so that means I can execute any command I could use because I have the right permission. I could use like for example it is a Python file, so I could execute, and in Python I could do anything. I could import OS, and by importing OS and I could remove the important directories, or I could encrypt, and I could like do any of the ethical hacking things I could do. Okay. And now this is the sticky bit. Okay. Sticky bit is represented with the letter T. If we, for example, the last letter T, RWT. So this is that this gives the particular file or directory an extra level of security so that no other user or no other or no one other than the root user can delete or rename the files slash folders in the directory. Okay, this is the T bit. Okay, if the sticky bit is capitalized, this means all users do not have execute permission and therefore cannot see the contents of the folder nor run any program from it. The lowercase sticky bit T is a sticky bit where the execute permission is being set. Okay, so this was it for today's class. Now this class would be going on a halt until 23rd of July. Okay. Is there any doubt? Please specify in the chat. This was the thing. Now after the vacation, we would like the class speed would also and the class things also would increase. Now we have to do system management, Linux networking, Linux hardening, and Linux distribution versus Solaris. Solaris is something like a different operating system based on Unix. Okay, so we would finish this in two classes, this in one class, this in one class, and yeah, then that's all. Okay. Is there any doubt? Please specify in the chat. I don't think so. Um, so this marks end of the classes for now, and these classes will go for hold for some time. Yeah, I also wanted to tell you one thing. Please do participate in Secret 24. If you want how we can participate, yeah, for participating, yeah, see, just scan this QR code. You could see now. Just scan this QR code, and when you would scan this QR code, you would get one form and fill that form. And by filling that form, you would get the you would get the link where the CTF is, and then you can participate in CTF. Okay. Yeah, you could see here the things to notice are the date and the venue. The date is the time. The date is from 8th to 9th. The time is 9 a.m. on 8th to 9 p.m. on 9th. Okay. It is Jeopardy type. Jeopardy types means as the challenges are being solved, the points would be reduced. Like when one person has solved it, it would be 100. When the next person is solving, it would be 99, 98, 97. It goes to a limit and then it stops at the limit. Okay. This is the URL for the CTA, secwit.shunya.com. Let me show you one thing more, because some of you are might be playing this for the first time. So how to create your user, how to use, I will go to secwit.shunya.com. Um, First, let me open one private tab also, so I could tell you how you can participate with your team members. Yeah, see, this is you and this is your teammate, both of them. First, they need to register. Both of you need to register. Username, for example, test1. Email also you need to specify. test1@gmail.com. And then you have to give a password 1234. I would delete this user afterwards, and test2, and email is test2@gmail.com, and password is 1234. Submit here, submit here. Okay. Now it would say to either join a team or create a team. So the team captain, whoever is the captain of the team, he needs to create a team. He need to create a team. For example, this the user here is the owner of the is the captain. He would use create, and see the teams are limited to 4 members, and then the team name is test hackers, and the password is also 1234. Create. Yeah. You would get Segwit has not been started. And then after this, you would join team, and here you would say the team name that was test helpers, and here also 1, 2, 3, 4. What was the one? Oh, test hacker. Yes, to test hacker. HSCKL and 1, 2, 3, 4. See, now if this person goes to profile, see, test hacker 1, test hacker 2, and if they both go to their teams, the test one is the captain, the test two. Now you could also, the team captain can also choose the captain, okay? Invite users using this link and edit the team. You could do anything. If you are from like from India, you could use India or India. Affiliation, for example, you are from NULL VIT, Bhopal, Cyber Classes. And if you submit this, so when you would go in the teams, see, you could see that see your test hacker, and it would be in the null VIT Bhopal cyber classes and India. Okay, so you could do anything. You could do that for your user also. If I go into the user settings, you could do your like you could change your password. You could change your affiliation like null classes website. If you have any website to showcase your team or your profile, you could use that. And the country, say from where you are. Okay. And if I go to user and you could see, yeah, test to null classes India. Okay. Now let if you want to delete your team, how would you do that? You would go to team and you disband team. Yes. No. If I reload and go to team, so the team has been defined. Oh, no. The team has been defined and you need to create a new team. Okay? If you want to, you can't delete the user. User can be deleted by the admin. So if you want to log out, just log out. And these are our sponsors, .xyz. Shown. There's one thing more which I wanted to tell. Um, yeah. There's something big from .xyz. So please do participate. .xyz is something big, and they're giving up something like giving something big to the winners. So yeah, they're a domain provider. Just think .xyz is a domain provider, and they are sponsoring us. So just think what they can do. Okay, so this was it. Thank you, and yeah, bye.